I'd like to thank you all for kindly dropping in. Welcome to Rockin' Through the Ages with Jukebox Johnny. I am trying a little experiment here. I'm thinking about doing a weekly or bi-weekly show, but I'm depending on you to see if there is a market for it. So if you like the show and think you'd be willing to sit through 30 minutes of this, or should I just crawl back under my rock? Please hit the like button and feel free to leave comments. I know if you're like myself, there has been plenty of times you were listening to the radio and a song came on that you liked, but you couldn't think of the name, or either you just didn't know the name of the song or the person who sang the song. So toward the end of the song, you listen real close, hoping that the DJ will give that information. But unfortunately, most of the time they did not. Here at Rocking Through the Ages, I always tell you the name of the song, who sang it, and I also try to give you a brief history on the singer and or the song. Like I said, each show will be approximately 30 minutes. Each one will have its own theme. This week's theme is sexy songs about rain. It seems that half the country has too much rain, and the other half doesn't have any at all. So sit back and hopefully enjoy the show. And if you like what you hear, or even if you don't like it, please let me know. Our first song is by Eric Clapton, Let It Rain, from his debut solo album in August of 1970 titled Eric Clapton.
Rain is falling through the mist of sorrow that surrounded me. The sun could never fall away, the bliss that lays around me. Let it rain, let it rain, let your love rain down on me. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, rain, rain. My life was like a desert flower burning in the sun, until I found the way to love. It was harder said than done. Let it rain, let it rain, let your love rain down on me. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, rain, rain. How I know the secret, there is nothing that I lack. If I give my love to you, you surely give it back. Let it rain, let it rain, let your love rain down on me. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, rain, rain. Let it rain, let it rain, let your love rain down on me. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, rain, rain.
Once again, that was Eric Clapton and Let It Rain. The next song that we have up for you is going to be by Brook Benton. It's called A Rainy Night in Georgia. This particular version was performed live by Brook in 1982 during his 1970 hit, Rainy Night in Georgia. This song was written by Tony Joe White in 1967.
Hovering by my suitcase, trying to find a warm place to spend the night. Heavy rains are falling, seems I hear your voice calling, it's alright. A rainy night in Georgia, a rainy night in Georgia. Lord, I believe it's raining all over the world. I feel like it's raining all over the world. Neon signs are flashing, taxi cabs and buses passing through the night. Distant moaning of a train seems to play a sad refrain to the night. A rainy night in Georgia, such a rainy night in Georgia. Lord, I believe it's raining all over the world. It's raining all over the world. How many times I've wondered, it still comes out the same. 'Cause no matter how you look at it or think of it, it's life, and we all must play the game. Play the game. Find me a place in a boxcar, so I take my guitar to pass the time. But late at night, when it's hard to rest, I hold your picture to my chest, then I feel fine. I feel fine then. But it's a rainy night in Georgia. Baby, it's a rainy night in Georgia. Lord, I believe it's raining all over the world. Raining, 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 raining all over the world. Raining, 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 raining all over the world. Yes, raining over here, raining over there, raining over here, raining over there, raining all over the world. Raining, 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 raining,
Once again, that was Brook Benton with his hit song, A Rainy Night in Georgia. This next song that we're going to bring to you by one of the more popular bands of the late 60s and 70s. Who'll Stop the Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival. This song was written by John Fogerty for the 1970 album Cosmo's Factory. This song was one of 3 double-sided singles from that album to reach the top 5 on the Billboard Pop Singles chart. And the first 2 to reach the number 2 spot on the American charts, alongside Looking Out My Back Door. In 2004, Rolling Stone ranked it number 188 on its top 500 greatest songs of all time list. So now, we're going to get you a little bit of Creedence. Please enjoy.
Long as I remember, rain been coming down, clouds of mist drift pouring, confusion on the ground. Could be through the ages, trying to find the sun, and I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in the fable, watched the tower grow. 5-year plans, a new deal, wrapped in golden chains. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? Heard the singers playing, how we cheered for more. Crowd and rushed together, trying to keep on. Still the rain kept pouring, falling on my ears. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain?
Okay, there's a little CCR, Who'll Stop the Rain. The next song we got lined up for you is called Rainy Days and Mondays. It was done in 1971 by the Carpenters, with instrumental backing by LA session musicians from the Wrecking Crew. That went to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it was the duo's 4th number 1 song on the Adult Contemporary Singles chart. However, the song failed to chart in the United Kingdom until it went to number 63 in a reissue there in 1993. Rainy Days and Mondays was certified gold by the RIAA. The song was composed in 1971 by the then fairly unknown composers Roger Nichols and Paul Williams. It was released as the first track on the album Carpenters, popularly known as the Tan album. And the B-side on the single is Saturday, written and sung by Richard Carpenter.
talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit, nothing ever seems to fit. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. What I've got they used to call the blues. Nothing is really wrong, feeling like I don't belong. Walking around, some kind of lonely clown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Funny, but it seems I always wind up here with you. Nice to know somebody loves me. Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do. Run and find the one who loves me. What I feel is come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do. Run and find the one who loves me. What I feel is come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
And there we have it, Raindrops Falling on My Head. It's going to be our next song up that was written by Hal David and Burt Bacharach for the 1969 film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It won an Academy Award for Best Original Song. David and Bacharach also won Best Original Score. The song was recorded by B.J. Thomas in 7 takes, after Bacharach expressed dissatisfaction with the first 6. In the film version of the song, Thomas had been recovering from laryngitis, which made his voice sound hoarser than in the 7-inch release, commonly known as the 45. The film version also featured a separate vaudeville-style instrumental break in double time, while Paul Newman performed bicycle stunts. The single by B.J. Thomas reached #1 on the charts in the United States, Canada, Norway, and reached number 38 in the UK singles charts. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 4 weeks in January 1970 and was also the first American #1 hit of the 1970s. The song also spent 7 weeks atop the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart. Billboard ranked it as the #4 song of 1970, and according to Billboard magazine, Thomas's single had sold over 2 million copies by March 14th of 1970, with 8-track and cassette versions also climbing the charts. So now let's get on to some Raindrops.
Raindrops are falling on my head, and just like the guy's feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, and they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done. He's sleeping on the job, and those raindrops are falling on my head, and they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues they send to greet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. The cry is not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. The cry is not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for this first show. Don't forget to leave that feedback, and hopefully we'll be tuning in this time next week for a whole new theme. But you know, I think we could also just about follow up with another theme for rain. We didn't even mention the Doors doing Riders of the Storm. Or how about a little Laughter in the Rain by Neil Sedaka? We didn't even mention the Kentucky Rain by Elvis Presley. And of course, there's always Dancing in the Rain. But that's another day, another theme, another show. I hope everybody has a good evening, good night, and God bless you. This is Jukebox Johnny, signing off.